Finally, the World Cup has kicked off and the first piece of video analysis is here. The first game being Mexico versus South Africa, 2-0 to Mexico, 3 red cards. It was a great opener to the tournament. My general thoughts on the game were that South Africa made it way too easy for Mexico. Mexico's press was good, don't get me wrong, but their opponents played directly into their hands. I think all 3 red cards were justifiable and fair, 2 terrible attempts to recover the ball, and 1 piece of violent conduct that at first seemed accidental, but watching the replay it would be difficult to go against the final decision. In regards to Mexico, what impressed me more was the wavelength that Mexico played on going forward. It was clear that Jimenez was the outlet for midfield distribution over the top of the defence. He had a very good few chances in the first half, and it was amazing to see him get his first goal in a World Cup in the second half. As well as Jimenez, Quinones and Alvarado were a nuisance to deal with on either wing, whether they were hanging wide or cutting in to get on the ball, especially Quinones, who had a good few moments on the ball that got the crowd going in the Azteca. One player that was crucial was the 6, Lira, who won the ball for the first goal and locked down the middle of the park for the rest of the game. I personally think he did enough to justify leaving out Edson Alvarez of the lineup. Watching this game, it was clear to see that South Africa were trying to play out from the back but with very little success. It's the modern age and it's just the way teams will try and play. South Africa's goalkeeper would attempt to play it out to either of the split centre-backs, or either the central defender who pushed up slightly or the central midfielder Sitol, who through this was at fault for the first goal. But moving away from what was a clear mistake, the rest of the time, when the player received the ball from the goalkeeper, they looked to play the ball directly forward, either to the high midfielders or wing-backs. The issue here was simple, but truly detrimental, and arguably ruined South Africa's whole idea of the game. A combination of the Mexicans' alert press and the lackadaisical players coming to meet the ball meant that Mexico regained possession almost every time with complete ease. As we can see here, the ball is played into the centre-back from the goalkeeper. He turns and looks for his wing-back, finds him. But already you can see this space that is just completely vacated from any midfield presence. The South Africa player is forced to play a dangerous ball, which the Mexican player is already in position to press. The midfielder presses successfully, and there are 3 Mexico forwards there to attack the loose ball. This moment here just shows a complete lack of quality from South Africa. Both wing-backs are way too high up the pitch and they can't cover in the transition. South Africa lose the ball to a Mexican player. Good passing play, breaks the attack. The South Africa midfielder is not looking around. Gutierrez comes in and finishes poorly. When looking at my Milanote board for the game, I made 2 key post-match observations from the stats. First of all, South Africa's dreadful 0.07 XG can be explained by these 3 poor shots being all they could conjure up. Secondly, those passing stats. 0 threat, 0 cohesion going forward. It was a bad day for South Africa.